All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On second down, it's Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
And it's a welcome back to health for last year's number 1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook, and that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Well, going deep here for Tip. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll pitch it out to Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Flush to it, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Everson Griffin in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
3rd and long, it's Darnold. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Then Ndamukong Suh breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. This a screen to Abdullah. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Take it at the 37. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
Darnold on 1st down. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Detroit! Detroit!
49, guys. Mike, 49.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
No spacing. Quarter. Hey.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. On the crossing route, complete. It's Bird. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Like 30. 8. Snickers, 66.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. To throw here, Roethlisberger. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
On first down, it's Darnold. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Faking the give, Darnold. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 20-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, Darnold. Going up top. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. The Jets on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third down and 12. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
Here's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bird. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Handoff comes to Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Hurry up, let's go! Jack 16.
Roethlisberger. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Now let's go.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. This is Bell on the dump off. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
The Jets on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific, because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Trying to lay one up deep. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
They'll run it with Bell, and he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. On 2nd down, Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Everyone's got four down. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
They'll run with Montgomery. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Leopard! Leopard!
Darnold from the gun. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And incomplete on the deep ball. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they'll go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Brandon Copeland in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for second and 23. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Show that bench release and go.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Looking deep now for Amendola. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can make a play on the football.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. So here's the Jets offense now. as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Jets on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit!
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Third and long, it's Darnold. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 43. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They pitch it out to Cook. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That to me,
and the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Darnold now to throw. That's caught right side by Anderson. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. Had a first down on that last catch as well.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. And he gets it down to the 32. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 2nd down, Cook. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Back to throw, Darnold. Going for the deep ball. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. The Jets on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now it's Darnold. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Linval Joseph. Now, before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Vikings now heading on to the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time it's 3rd and 3. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
This is taken at about the 14. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And the Jets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Got three down. Check. Check, 93 somebody.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's going to air one out. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
The Jets on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. Flushed out. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And they'll run him here. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Rashard Robinson with a pick. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard of the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And incomplete here on third down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this two shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And out now come the Vikings. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
They'll try to close it out now. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down, Cook. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. A 10th carry in the game for Carr. And a short gain here down to the 22. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down at 8. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
A first run for the backup, Abdullah. And they'll get him down right about the 20. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the turn.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
One last throw down for Darnold. And it's incomplete. So their final